morning. Man, I don't know. That's a bop. That's a bop. So, how's everyone doing? As you can see, we have our release event up here. Yeah, this is probably. I mean, I think there's events week 1 that'll be covered, which will be cool. Hopefully, they're successful, because it'd be nice to get it like in a little idea. The one big thing about no Southside Gaming, right, is that they were it, right? Southside Gaming kicked open Whispers, like kicked over in every set basically. So you would always have kind of a set to look forward to and like an event to like kick off the season and get the ideas flowing. So this time we have Sharp Gaming that's doing that, which is pretty sweet. Hopefully that they get a good showing and we get some good love from that one, because it's always nice to start the metagame with with some information, some details to look at. Good morning, Melissa. Glad you're hanging out. Melissa will be at this event, $3,000 release event. She's going to be there. She'll probably be a bounty. That's right. We haven't released that yet, but we're going to have some TFM bounties for sure. Put them on the head. So if you're playing against them, you're going to win something. I think that's fun. That's always a good thing. But yeah, this is our event. We have $3,000 guaranteed. I'll drop the link in the description real quick, or just in period, but I'll probably put it in the description also. Hi friends, happy Halloween. Trick or treat. So that's where you can get your event tickets. And if you want to come hang out with TFM, myself will be there, Scott will be there, Kylie, Ben, Melissa. The judge staff is pretty good. It's pretty good. Can't deny this. Some pretty good judges out there that we are fortunate to have in the area. So yeah, this is what we're looking for. We're hoping this event goes well. Last event had about 70 players. I would love to go north of that this time. That would be great. There'll be 2 vendors that are completely stacked. We're going to have the Encounter, as you can see in the top right there, and then TFM will also be there. I can promise you, I'll take the banner away now, because you can hear like the truthist, right? Let me go up here. Yeah, listen, I promise you that singles will be available and you will be able to get literally any card that you want. I promise you. Yeah, we do not have a Fable problem. Whispers in the Well is definitely distributed quite greatly. And I'm super excited for that. It's a lot of work for us, but it's also in a weird way like this big level up moment for us, Obviously we've been vending and had the card store now for a few years, but with set 10, yeah, I don't mind saying this. We've spent more money already on set 10 than like ever. So we will be completely stocked for singles. That is for sure. I plan that website that I put out a couple seconds ago in the chat. I plan to do a pre-release thing on there. So I will be making some pre-release packages for people to purchase and things like that. This way you can just pick up on site. Other cool thing we just learned is that Friday night, which is the 14th, that's Bay. She says hello. I think Friday night, either like 6:30, 7 p.m., we're going to be doing a sealed event at the park or at the venue. Lucky for us, we're really good and really close friends with AJ and Cassie, and they're going to let us come in, do the community night that we normally do once a month there. There's always a community night on Fridays. It's normally the second Friday or the third Friday of every month. So we just happen to double down here, get that second Friday for the community night, and then we're also going to have the Saturday morning. So if you want to come play some sealed on Friday night, you are more than welcomed. We'll be posting that in the Facebook page. Also, I'll be adding that to the website. I won't lie. I took a few days off this week, guys. Like, yeah, I did some media stuff because you're supposed to, right? That's what happens when you do well. You go and you talk to everybody, and it's been fun. And that's not done yet. There's still more to come so be on the lookout for some friends that were kind enough to bring me on and chat with me. I'm looking forward to doing more of that. But yeah, I took a few days off. So now today is like, all right, we're back. It's time to look at Whispers in the Well. I jokingly told Judge and chat that I wouldn't build any decks until November 4th. But, when you love it, you love it. So, we feel good. We went out for a morning run today. That was the first time in a week. Last week, I did a run on Friday morning in Milwaukee, and it was like 35 degrees. I was freezing. And then Scott and I went to get coffee at I'm not gonna be able to say this right. Alderon. It was like a Star Wars themed coffee shop, which was really cool. He posted pictures of it on Facebook. And the Wi-Fi password was Stormtrooper. I mean, you gotta love that. It was Stormtrooper. It's hilarious. Yeah, so I was freezing cold, and we got coffee, and then I couldn't drink I literally had to ask them for ice to put in the coffee because it was way too hot. I actually burnt my tongue. It was bad. You didn't drink my coffee. I did not drink your coffee. You gave that to me on Friday afternoon, and no, I have not drank it. I'm actually wondering if Ben has it. There might be a world where Ben still has the coffee. Yeah, you just reminded me of that. I'll have to look. But today we have Make the Day Magical. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think. Oh, yeah, man. I'm not sure. I think Ben might have it, unless. Oh, I'll have to look. I know it was in Scott's bag. I did eventually receive it, but we drove home in Ben's car. I might go look at some. Actually, I might have it. I might have it and just forgot where it was. So repeat everything you said for the last 130. Metafy should give which sub? What? Hashtag Metafy should give eat which sub? Oh, you got an ad. Okay, I understand now. Love you. Prime subs. They're the best. I'm saying. Just saying. Yeah. So it's been fun. It's been a good week. We've had a lot of fun, but it is it's that unfortunate time where we have to start looking at the new set, right? It's weird because it's only been 9 weeks now. Normally this is like a 12-week thing. So I think when I said to myself, "Oh, after Milwaukee, I'm going to take a week off. It'll be great. I'm going to play some Borderlands and I'm just going to like vibe." And this was well before I did really good in Milwaukee. I was like, yeah, we're just going to go to Milwaukee. We'll do what we do, and then we'll just take a break. And then I'm on the ride home with Ben, and I'm like, let's be real. This is impossible. Like, the set comes out next week. There's no way I could take a full week off as much as I wanted to. It's not possible. We got to roll right into it and have fun, right? So we're here to talk about Whispers in the Well today. We may or may not have some friends that join the chat. If someone wants to come hang out with me, they can DM me. I'll let them on. I'm scared of the new set. It's too spooky. Too spooky, eh? I can't stop thinking about Fabled. Axion has the legal week after Whispers. Has that as legal. For the CCQ, yeah. By the way, we are not going to the CCQ. I know you asked me this question somewhere, and I didn't respond. I'm sorry, but yeah, no one is going to any more of the European CCQs this year as of right now. If I said I'd hang out with Dan, would he ignore me? That's not true. You're working though. There's a difference. Don't think your stream can handle the hard mode that is Snake Chips. Yeah, I mean, we can handle it. You've had a good time, right? You finally get cards to actually talk about now that are like good. That's insane. This coffee is really good. All right, so I can say that for sure with Whispers, my initial reaction to the set is that it is literally meta defining. Did Mickey make your coffee? That's a good question. He's right here. He's hanging out. He's not going anywhere. He did not make my coffee though. I mean, he can't do anything, honestly. Like what? Like he's just sitting in a top loader. That's all he can do. I tried taking him for a walk yesterday, but it was raining and I didn't want him to get wet, so it didn't work out. Aren't you not supposed to? Right. So you missed this because you were on an ad because you're not subscribed. Hit that Prime sub. No, I'm just kidding. No. I said I wouldn't make decks until November 4th, specifically to you. Man, Judge is like, he's been hitting me left and right with all these things. Like, remember when I said you shouldn't play Hades and Baja? Yeah, I remember that. I do. But, that's all right. I want to set championship. I did hit that Prime sub. You reminded me. There you go. Thank you. You're the best, Judge. Yeah, so today I don't think I'm going to build any decks, but hey, it depends on how long the stream goes. I'm here for a while. We're vibing. But yeah, I made the joke that I would not build any decks until November 4th, mostly for Judge, so he wouldn't win a bet against one of his friends in a local, but that's fine. Not a bet, like more of a, an agreement of sorts. I hear some sounds going off in the background. The dog was angry. But yeah, so my initial reactions to Whispers in the Well is that the set is kind of cracked. I think that it's like so very good that I would say like the majority of the cards are going to replace the current cards formats, which is awesome in a lot of ways. I think rotation did a couple things that were very good, and it did change kind of like the entire vibe of Disney Lorcana and how the game is played, and like the power level got scaled very, very far down, but it did sort of get scaled down to this like almost like this like starter deck plus feel, where everything was just like mostly playing the cards that were just the best cards to be playing, and there wasn't a whole lot of creativity, unless of course you're Frank Karsten and you build like the craziest Amethyst steel deck of the format. Like we're not all Frank Karsten. But on average, it felt like the majority of the decks were just like limited decks plus, like the best versions of those things. So I think the difference with Whispers in the Well is that it's going to come in and it's modifying the like stat curve of a cost of a character and the stats on the character, the lore on the character. It's modifying the text box of characters that have stats. In Common Pass, it's like, oh, it's a 3-drop 3/4 and like that's it. Or it's a 3-drop 4/4 with like a downside, right? Now you're getting these cards that are just like above rate for their cost and they have abilities. So when you start seeing that many compounding effects in a set, you just realize that this set is here to take over. And I think that for me in deck building, I actually want to almost reverse engineering. And this kind of benefits me anyway, because it's the way I've always been. Like I've been a deck builder, is that when I start building decks for this set, they're going to be almost entirely Whispers in the Well focused. And then we'll come back and like add the pieces that we need from 5 through 9. Because I think that the stat curve of this is just so good that it's undeniable almost. And that's kind of where we're at. I got a couple shout outs here real quick. Thank you, Over the Edge. That is awesome from Singapore. Welcome, welcome. I won't lie, if Singapore wasn't the week of Thanksgiving in America, my wife would have let me gone. So blame Thanksgiving for me not going to Singapore. But yeah, I would have gone to Singapore if it weren't for Thanksgiving. So kind of a bummer. Welcome back. Top 4 Mountain with Dan. I love it. I love it. My favorite person that makes fun of Ben every day. I don't know what I'd do without her. Good morning, Courtney. See, look, she says she would have let me go if it wasn't then, I know. So, but yeah, we'll get into it. We'll pop it up on screen. We'll talk about it. And there's obviously 204 cards. I don't want to cover 204 cards. We'll do our best to kind of just like talk about the set. At this point, I know I had maybe some friends that wanted to join me. That's up to them. I can put the link in Discord if they want me to. We can do all those things. That one. Boom. I don't care if he goes places. It's nice. Yeah. All right. Let's start with this Rapunzel. Okay. And I'll go big mode here for a second. Mostly so you guys hopefully can see a little bit better. So this Rapunzel is a 2-cost, inkable, 1 strength, 2 willpower, 1 lore with support, and the ability Act of Kindness. Whenever one of your characters is chosen for support, until the start of your next turn, the next time they would be dealt damage, they take no damage. So obviously she has support herself. I think like the key contributing factor here is like Rapunzel can quest for 1, support your Pluto, and then your Pluto is like a 5/5 that can't take damage. I mean, that's kind of insane. Obviously, this does work pretty well with Alice, which is a card that like was already kind of a dangerous threat to the metagame at some point, and that character kind of does something similar. Like her not taking damage is also kind of cracked. So there's definitely this like really interesting like princess breakdown here with auroras and stuff like that. And just like kind of manipulating the low curve. The obvious problem with any of these low curve decks is that like they're gonna have to find a way to win the game before the new effective Wrath of God of the format. So I think that that's where we're gonna have to start. Is that while I think that this card is like super interesting, it's acting in like a unique way similar to what Alice did by giving a bodyguard ward. This also gives like a Nala ward, right? Like you can basically just say like, oh, my Nala, it doesn't matter if my Nala has resist, she just like can't be dealt damage, and now she just like gains 3 lore forever. So I think that those things like really like kind of make some interesting takes and some things. So I don't know, like this card is different, it's unique. It's just a matter of like this 1 lore on a 2-cost character. It does protect your other characters, but on average, the problem with it is that we want to be playing our high lore characters first, and then we want to put this into play. But by the time that this character would get into play, is it too late because of our new, spooky site and things like that? So that's kind of where my head is that while I like the text on the card, I like what it's doing, I'm just thinking about where the format goes, and it could be a problem because I just don't know that you can actually like get it there close enough. The damage counters piece still works at least. Yes, that's true. That is true. I don't see this seeing much play. Yeah, I mean it's tough. I think blue steel looks like it's in great position. Walking, we're gonna maybe. I think you're not wrong. Let's put it that way. I think you're not wrong. So yeah, I think this is like a really cool, unique card. It's a legendary, and I like the ability for a legendary. I like all those things, but I don't know. There's a world where maybe I wanted this card to be a 3-cost and have at least 2 lore. Like a 3-cost 2/3 might have just been a little bit more interesting than a 2-cost 1/2. We shall see. I got to bring this up for Ben. Ben swears to me that this card is going to see play. Let me know in chat if you think that the headless man horse, Manny, is going to see play. Mostly so we can make fun of Ben. I know Enchanted Chatter wants to get in on that damage. I'm not seeing it. it's not for me. Let's see. Can we just talk about this for a second? Like, all right, this is a 3-cost inkable 4/4. This card's kind of insane. Like this is like kind of what I'm talking about with like the new set just breaking the mold of everything we are used to. And the idea that we now just have an inkable 4/4 like straight up, it's very intriguing to me. Like I don't know, like it's so funny. I don't know that this card is good enough, right? But just because of its stats, it makes me go like, I don't know, it might be like a 4/4 for 3 that's inkable all the time. It's doing a lot of really good things. I think that if this card was legal and fabled, it would probably see play, in all honesty. I don't know how much it would have changed the format in terms of like overall stuff, but just the stats alone are definitely intriguing enough. Yeah, I mean, responding to Adeline here, Lexington is, in my opinion, like a top 5 card in the set. So this is like, this card is just like, hey, maybe this would have been good enough, just for stats alone. Lexington was like, if that card existed, I think the format is entirely different, which is why I do think that in general, Lexington's a card that's going to alter the format for sure. Any more cool Amber cards? Let me know if I'm scanning over some things. I mean, we got some lores back, right? I think like, what do we have? Nala, that was kind of a 3 lore character, but I think that this is the first of a suite that gives us the 3 lore characters again. I believe Emerald had one and Sapphire had one. But I don't think there was that many. So Sebastian being back is just like another 3 lore character. Like, this is just like, hey, we still have this thing, which is cool. I guess that's nice. Ruby had Simba is still in the format. You guys might be right. I don't remember. Okay, I believe you. The 2 people said it. You got me. So that's good. Amber gets that back. I don't know. I think, like, all right, this is probably the next card that I think is like certainly meta defining. I have no doubt that this card will see tons of play. Mowgli is kind of cracked, so 2 cost, inkable, 1 strength, 2 willpower, 1 lore, have a better look. When you play this character, chosen opponent reveals their hand and discards a non-character card of their choice. So I've seen like a lot of conversation about how this card doesn't get to pick the card that you get to discard. And I'm here to tell you that I do not care. This card being inkable and getting like more than just songs is just kind of insane, on the play, right? Like, obviously you have these decks that are built around South the Azurite Sea. They're built around, from the past, like a card like a Popsicle or something like that. I'm trying to think, like, even now, like even steel decks just have Strength of a Raging Fire. We're gonna have new decks that like start out with Spooky Sight in their opening hand. It's uninkable and they can't ink it and they can't get rid of it. So like things like the idea that this Mowgli can just come in and like force your opponent to discard the card, it's going to make deck building very interesting. As long as this card is playable in the format and it has the ability to just like snipe the cards that can beat you, it really does force your opponent to like consider, well, maybe I only want to play 4 Strength of Raging Fire in my deck, and I only want to play like 4 Spooky Sight in my deck. And then like, if that's all they have when you play this card, you just always get the best card in their hand, and that's just like one example of this. Like even Under the Sea, right? Like if Under Sea is the card that's left in their hand, you just get the best card that's in their hand. So I think this card is very interesting in a world where in the current format, most decks are only playing, 4 to 8 non-character cards. And if that remains true, then you're always going to get the card that you want anyway. And if it doesn't remain true, then you're still probably getting a very impactful card, specifically one that like you're going to force like uninkables and things like that. So I think that this card just ends up being like literally one of the best cards in the set. And it's probably going to be one of the only factors to keep the Spooky Sight decks or whatever. I can't remember the name of the card right now. To keep those decks in check. So I think that Mowgli by default will end up one of the best cards in the set. It's a super rare, which is kind of good for, finance people, obviously. This is a card that I don't know, right? Like Scott's the finance guy. He could probably already tell you what this card is valued at or pre-selling at. But I would imagine that this card is worth picking up early just because the first deck that it spikes in, it's just going to like end up being a $10 to $15 card is my guess. We'll see. Maybe that's ambitious. Next card was right on next to him. This Simba. So let's talk about Boost for a second, right? So Boost is a new ability in the format, and I think it's super unique. I think it's super cool. allowing us to do stuff with our ink is always good when it doesn't require a card in hand. So if we're playing in this like type of format, like right now, like if Boost existed right now, it would have been so very powerful because in so many in so many worlds, you're always playing like with no cards in your hand, right? Um, this is a take. This is a take. It might be true. It might be true, but I think what what needs to be understood about Boost is that in a world where Spooky Sight is one of the best cards in the format and you're consistently getting extra resources, then like playing this card, this Simba in the game and then being able to boost is actually not that unheard of. And it's also a way to like quickly get back into board presence. So, just imagine a world where you go 1, 2, 3 and they go 1, 2, 3 and their turn 4 is Spooky Sight. You each go up and ink and resources. All of a sudden you're on 7 ink on your turn 4 and you just like put this 5/5 into play. And you're like, okay, you have to Hades it. And if you don't Hades it, then all of a sudden you're like, okay, cool. I get to ready my character, and then I get to gain 3 lore and boost 3 and put another character into play and then play another character for turn because I still have 4 or 5 ink. So in those worlds where you can like immediately punish your opponent for spooky sighting you by giving you 3 resources, all of a sudden this card looks kind of insane. Like, does that make sense? And it's really hard to say that that's exactly where the format will get, but it's certainly possible to believe that it's like it could get there. So that's why I think that this card in particular that has this ability to like just be played after a spooky sight and then immediately make impact to the game. I don't know. I think this card's a little bit better than people are maybe giving it credit for. But we'll see. Well, it's really format dependent, in all honesty. But this Timely Alliance, whenever you put a card under this character, you may reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a character card, you may put that character you may play the character for free, and then they enter play exerted, otherwise put it on the top. Like, I just love the idea that this card just reads, hey, I'm just gonna keep the game going. And the longer you let it stay here, the more abusive it gets. It also works really, really well with one of my favorite items in the set, the recovered page. Like, this card's kind of insane. The idea that you like come in, you get to be our guest, and then like whenever you're ready, you pay 1 and just boost your character. Like, this card's nuts. And it's inkable. Like, sheesh. Yeah, this is another card that I think is an uncommon. I would buy my foils early. I would find it almost impossible for this card to not be a playable card in the format. I think, like, without a doubt, it's going to be insanely good. So that's kind of where I'm at. Circle of Life is going to be phenomenal. I do agree. I don't know what the price of that card is right now, but they're probably worth buying before they go up. I guess we can talk about Horseman Strike for a second. So 3 cost, inkable, draw a card always, which is nice. And then you may banish chosen character with evasive. Like, primarily this reads banish Maui Shark, banish Genie, banish Dumbo. I don't know if there's like any other like really, really good call outs. So I think this is quite interesting. Again, I think that if this card was in the current format, it certainly sees play. There's just enough cards that like it answers on rate and you draw a card. But I don't know how many evasives are still going to be, around in high numbers in the next format. So it's really hard to judge this card. But as an inkable card, I can totally say that this is probably worth a slot at least in your deck, just because when in doubt, like when it's bad, we just ink it. When it's at its absolute worst, you still get to draw a card. Like, just pay 3, draw a card is still an option. It's not, it's not some great option, but like it is an option. I also like to note that much like Hypnotic Strength, you get to draw the card first before choosing. So if there are multiple characters that have, evasive, you can draw your card first, get the information, and then banish the card that you think is more difficult for you to answer with the new information. So I guess that's kind of cool. I don't know. Tough to say. We'll see. Is that for Amber? I think Black Cauldron's cool, but I don't think that it's good enough. I don't know. It's kind of where I'm at. The Amber Enchantments are all fire. Like, this looks great. The Goofy, I don't love this Goofy, but it does look cool. With this red, it reminds me I have to get I'm drawing a blank on the video game now. But it was an Xbox game with the Big Daddies. This like little red light back here is reminding me of them, but I can't think of the name of the game right now. The Black Cauldron Enchanted is beautiful for sure. Ariel, iconic. I don't actually BioShock. Thank you, Jorge. You're the best. I couldn't remember. That was it. There you go. Orion, you were just a second late, my friend. A second late. I don't really love this Ariel, hilariously enough. I hope the iconic looks cooler in person. I'm just not enjoying the dark vibes of the iconics. I don't love it. I don't love it. I think I really love the Mickey and Minnie and how bright and vibrant they were. And I just, until I actually hold one of these cards, I don't know that I'm going to enjoy them. It's not going to matter, though. My wife's still going to want it. All right. I think that's it for Amber. We did our best. All right. So I think Amethyst, I got some bad news for you guys. The cards are kind of insane. Things we just didn't need for 100. All right, we're gonna start with this. I still have no idea how to say this character's name. I'm gonna have to learn that one for sure. But this guy is a 5-cost inkable, 4 strength, 3 willpower, 2 lore, evasive with swooping strike. Whenever this character quests, each opponent chooses and exerts one of their ready characters. This card is so interesting. Yeah, I'm not gonna try, Jorge. I'm just not gonna try. I don't think this card's good enough, mostly because of the stats on it. But like, its effect is so good and so interesting because it's repeatable, that it's hard to say like, oh, there's like no chance for this card. I think in limited, this card's a bomb. Like 100%, this card is like insane in limited. But it's I don't know. It's interesting enough that I will probably still try it. You know, that's kind of where I'm at with the cool little dragon here. All right, I think we should do this now. There you go. We'll catch ourselves. Demona. Oh wait, hold on. Before we get to Demona, let's just talk about this thing, right? This guy. Remember how I was talking about how like this set is just like breaking all of the rules? This dude's a 5-cost inkable 6/7. Hello? like I know it doesn't have any abilities and it's just 1 lore, but I mean, how do you get rid of this card? like this guy just lives forever. Had a comprehensive rules update today. If that's true, or someone send it to me. I'll take a look. He's probably just a one of. Yeah, listen again. I don't know if this card's good enough, right? But my God, like the stats just need to be respected. like it is a monster. Yeah. Oh well, this is kind of funny. This is kind of fun. Listen, my go-go this weekend, I only ever gained lore with it twice. It was sad. I mean, the one time was 5 lore off a Monstro, but oh, you're not allowed to. You're not allowed to. I thought I changed that, but maybe when I change the names, it's not there. I can pronounce it. Good for you. I'm glad you can. Thank you. I DM you in Discord. Thank you. Perfect. Oh, and so did Courtney. Thank you, Snake Chips. Thank you, Courtney. Let's take a look. I'll bring this up on screen in a second here. Is there like anything specifically new that I need to look at? Oop. Kapow. Stop. Add. Ooh, can we just do this? Let's see. Yes, we can. All right. Impromptu. Where's Orion at? He can tell me everything I'm supposed to know. Is it like highlighted on the stuff that's new? Oh, okay. So I can see alerts at it, boost is at it. I've been at work and haven't had a chance to look at it. You're my guy though. I don't know if that's like big enough. You tell me, guys. Hopefully it's okay. They just define some terms more clearly and add new character types. Section 5.1. All right. 5.1. Let's see. Let me go to that over here. All right. Oh boy. What slide is this? Slide 15. Okay. So when a character is readied, it's turned upright and is known as a ready card. Characters and items enter play ready. Exert it. When a card is exerted, it turns sideways. A player can use exert it. What am I looking for? What is in here? What is in this section that's important? A card that's okay. So a card that's under. So next slide. This one. Is it that one? Yeah. All right. So under. So a card that has one or more cards on top of it is considered to be under the top card in a stack. A player can't choose any card that's under the top card in a stack. A card that's under another card and in the play zone isn't considered to be in play. Any player can look at a face-up card that's under another card at any time. No player can look at the front of a face-down card that's under another card anytime. Okay, so yeah, this is basically just saying cards that are, quote, in the stack under a boost character act the same as your inkwell. You can never lift up your inkwell. No player can ever look at another player's inkwell, all those things like that. In a stack, when a card is on top of or under one or more cards in play, it and all cards under or on top of are considered to be in a stack. Okay, this is a lot of stuff here. What is going on? So in play, a card that's face up in the play zone with no cards on top of it is considered to be in play. If a card is face down under another card or in any zone other than the play zone, it's not considered to be in play. Face up, face down, drying, dry. Characters in a play ready. It's just saying that the boost stacks are the same as shift stacks. Yeah, that's pretty much the good takeaway here. Okay. So nothing too crazy. I mean, we should be happy that we got a comprehensive rules guide like a week in advance. Like that's kind of cool. I'm like taking a look here. If multiple instances of replacement effects can apply to the same events, the player whose cards or cards effects are being affected follow the steps listed here. First, if any self-replacement effects can apply, choose one and proceed. Okay. Anything else? When you use the boost mechanic, can it be any card or is it like shifting and it has to be a card that is the same character asking for a friend? So the boost character specifically is the card that is getting a card that's under it, but it's a random card from the top of your deck. So it's not like, oh, if I'm using a boost Simba, I need to have another Simba to boost it. No, it's not like that. It's literally just when you utilize the ability, it takes the top card of your deck and puts it under that character. And don't worry, Kai, you'll get to read all of these characters before most of these people in person. Okay. I'm just like skimming the rest of the rules real quick to see if there's anything else like worth talking about. And I don't think so. But if there is something that's like specific that people want me to look at, let me know. I'll go back to it. But for now, we'll just get rid of it. we'll go back to our giant cauldron-born people. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so yeah, giant stats, gotta love it. Demona is insane. You guys remember when we were playing, like, I don't know, Iago? Like, yeah, that card's got evasive, which is really cool, but come on. Did we ever find a card that puts a card under locations? I don't know. Good question. Did we ever find a card that puts... I think it's just whatever location has boost, right? Isn't that the answer? Is there clarification on the new Rapunzel? Can you stack instances of not taking damage if multiple supports are used? I can answer that question just by reading the card. Give me a second. Let's put this back up here. I'll go back to Rapunzel. Whenever one of your characters is chosen for support until the start of your next turn, the next time it would be dealt damage, they take no damage. So the answer, I'm like 100% confident the answer is no, but I'm not a judge, and anyone that's judging in chat can tell me that I'm wrong. But basically, since this reads until the start of your next turn, the next time they would be dealt damage, it just means that, like, if you have multiple support triggers, they would all say the next time, right? Clarifications and multiple effects replacements, right? So, like, but they're all the same effect that all occur at the same time, correct? Like, that's kind of like the way I interpret this. So I don't think there's any way to, like, get multiple stacks that wouldn't all go into the bag at the same time. You can support, challenge, and take no damage, then support it again and protect it for the... Yes, that makes sense. But I'm thinking we can't just be like support, and then the next two times it not take damage, like, on your opponent's turn. So, like, this makes sense in the world where you can support, run into something, take 0 damage, and then quest support again, and then you're good for the next run. That totally works. But yeah, support would definitely not be it. Good question though. Thank you guys. All right. Back to my friend Demona. Yeah, so this card's, like, insane. Like, being a 4/6 all the time is awesome. Being a 6/6 when you challenge, also kind of awesome. Being a gargoyle sorcerer, kind of awesome. Stone by Day on this character means actually nothing to me aside from flavor text. And that's kind of that's honestly how I feel about most. Demona does have no friends. That's kind of how I feel about most of the gargoyles, is that the Stone by Day is simply flavor text. I don't care about all the other stuff. I've had some people talk to me about this card. I personally think that this card is only good in limited. I'm prepared to be wrong, but I don't think this card is constructed good enough, in my opinion. When we talk about Elsa, and she has a giant gun. This is true. Very, very weird. Giant guns are weird, specifically for Disney games. All right, so Elsa, Exploring the Unknown. 3 cost inkable, 1 strength, 3 willpower, 1 lore with closer look. When you play this character, you may draw a card. So effectively, this is Maleficent from Chapter 1, but it's an Elsa, which has Floodborn characters, which has Annas that are always looking for Elsas, and this might be the best playable cheap Elsa. Now, the game itself is going to go into a world where stats mean everything, and I don't know if the stats of this character is going to be good enough for it to truly become playable, but it does fill a role that was kind of needed for Frozen decks in general, or for, like, characters that were, like, for decks that were looking to play Floodborn characters more often, looking to play more Annas that trigger off of having Elsas. So, like, for all those reasons, I think that this card has a chance. It's also beautiful. It's also an epic form. Do we have the epic down here? Yeah, like, I love this epic. It's gorgeous. So I think we might have some love there. I think we have some there. It is. I know. I listen. I get it. But, like, it checks a lot of boxes aside from the stats. We'll see. How about this dude? How about this guy? This dude just like, remember when you guys played TikTok? Huh? Remember TikTok? This guy's interesting. I don't think he's gonna be particularly good, but it has like the Gontu vibes of just, when you play this character, like, let's put it this way, we all can admit, right, that like sometime in the next few weeks, you will lose to this card. Right? Like, whether or not this card is good, whether or not this card is like even in the meta, at some point over the next few weeks, you will lose to this card. And you'll be like, man, that's what I like about this card for sure. I don't know what my thoughts on the best champion would be. I'd have to like look at them all again. Let's see. I mean, I like. No. All right. It's okay. All right. So Demona, huh? Man, this card's good. Probably too good. We'll see. This card checks so many good boxes that it's kind of insane. It's also we're back to that point where, again, if like Spooky Sight is a truly good card in the formats, if it's like wiping all of our 1 through 3 costs, and then we just like get to have some ink, and then I just get to like play all the cards in my hand, ready up, ink a card, play Demona, draw 3 cards, and play another one of those cards because like Demona just is like a 2-lore character that draws me 3 cards that cost 6 that's inkable. My God. Yeah, this card is going to be insane. I just, like, it's also enchanted. So like I think that this is definitely one of the like the banger enchantments of the set because I think this card's to be good. However, proxy or foil cards and enchantments and things like that are probably a topic for an Into the Unknown podcast, but it's not great right now and everything about it is scary. But yeah, this card seemingly seems great. I think that I don't know that Amethyst needed this, like literally at all. But, they got it, and I expect to see a ton of love for her. I also don't know, like, how many sorcerers we have to get to that we have to start considering, like, that keyword a little bit more in some of our deck building constraints. But there certainly is a couple more playable sorcerers in this format as well now. Anything else for what do you guys think? I'll tell you what, you guys let me know in chat. Do we like the looking for a deal Hades? 5 cost thinkable, 3 strength, 4 willpower, 1 lore. What'd you say? When you play this character, you may choose an opposing character. If you do, draw 2 cards unless that character's players puts a card on the bottom of their deck. Do we like this card? Hades is good. This card is cracked. All right. I don't know. Apparently he's very good according to X. Yeah, that's putting a lot of weight on X. We get our first no. Would you like to defend yourself? Huh? Would you like? Everyone says yes, and you say no. Where's my why? Why no? Almost out of coffee. Bro just says, when you play this, draw 2 cards unless you're targeting like a 1-drop. 1 or 2. Okay. So many other forms of better card draw to use. I think that's fair. Yeah, even if it's just draw 2, I'm fine with that. Okay. I don't know. I really don't know. Like, so let's see what we got. What's our defense here? So the card has mediocre stats based on what we're getting from the set, and I don't think the draw 2 is good in Amethyst. If this was a different color, I could see it, but in the decks like Blurple, would definitely see people going to line of Tammy and Book. All right, so to kind of give Adeline here some love. What I will agree with is that the thing I hate most about this card is that on average, you will not actually get what you want from the card. You know, like if this was a card that said you get to choose either to banish or draw, it's obviously light years better. But the moment you give your opponent the choice, on average, you're always going to get the worst of the two choices. So if all this card reads is pay 5 for a draw 2 on an understatic character, I find it hard to believe that that's bad. Just because like draw 2 on just like any character that can now sing is like still kind of respectable. So I think that like there's definitely a world where this card is good enough. Is the card a 4 of like slam dunk playable? No, I don't think so. And you know, I'm willing to be wrong, I guess, but I think that it's okay. I'm not crazy excited about it. Mostly because again, I'm just not crazy excited about like paying 5 and hoping something happens and then my opponent goes, "No, the other thing's going to happen." And you're like, "Oh, this is upsetting." We have been testing all week and it's really good in purple steel. All right. I believe you. I mean, if it was ruby, like I agree, it would be a lot better for sure. What 5-drop says draw 2 and what 5-drop has wrong lever text? That's true. That's fair. Cards like this in Magic typically are worse than they appear. The Punisher mechanic is often a trap. Yeah, so it's funny because like I think in Magic, like the form, like the formula for combat is so different that like when you pay 5 to get something, you feel good about it because in the end you're still gonna have like a blocker that just goes away and you're like, yeah, I got something out of it. This card doesn't really have that. It's just like I hope that I get the thing that I want most, and then when I don't, it's like meh. I don't know. We'll see. I don't like giving opponent choices either. I don't. Probably not a 4 of. Yeah, I don't think so. Being on a body helps a little bit, but I think 1 might be friendly. Yeah. Not great. Not great. 5-cost songs invalidates the singing point. There are good 4-cost and 6-cost. So, I mean, like, it still, like, sings together also, right? I think that we're seeing a lot more sing together mechanics come through. And I think that, like, as a 5-cost, that's, like, isn't... The point of this character is that it's literally a 0 threat after it's in play. So it's not like your opponent is just going to immediately come and answer it either. So like you will just have a body that lives through the turn that gets to sing kind of like the songs that you need it to. And therefore, I think it might have a little bit more opportunity cost. But yeah, it's tough. I think the closest comparison is a 6-drop Yzma, but had more versatility. It also had more lore for what it's worth and better stats. So like, and for what it's worth, I also didn't like that Yzma. BDD helps Thunderbolt, so this card should always be a 2 for 1. Why does it help with Thunderbolt? Because it like gets a challenger. So in Amethyst Steel, we get to make this. I forget how much. Is it +2 challenger with Thunderbolt? I forget. I guess that's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting. I don't know. +2. Okay. If I'm running removal, I want it to do what I want, not whatever. I agree. Factor Fiction confirmed. Factor Fiction is cracked, buddy. All right, Factor Fiction is cracked. There's a fun story about Factor Fiction. We can talk about some other time. If Shift Hades comes through in Winterspell, well, that would be cool. That would be neat. Can see it being future sets though. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Perfect card to play. Then one of the. That's fair. Factor Fiction wasn't a Punisher card, bro. Broby was. Yeah, Factor Fiction is actually insane. There's a couple of people hanging out in chat that could tell you about Factor Fiction. 0 is a pile. That's all I'm gonna say. Shout out to my Transformers. There it is. There it is. Oh, love you, Smurf. So what about this Olaf? 1 cost thinkable, 2/1, 1 lore, second chance. Whenever this character leaves play, you may return chosen character of yours to your hand. I've seen people talk about this card, and they think it does some stuff. And like, I don't know, man. I mean, I love Olaf, right? I like warm hugs, but I don't know that I love this card. This art really is absolutely A plus, though. Like, the idea of all the bad things that are happening in this art, and then you just got Olaf with a smile on his face trying to help somebody out. Man, that is so Olaf. Um, God, do I love that? But yeah, it seems like this card is just like no chance of actually ever doing what you want to. Oh, there we are. This is my guy. Listen, we gotta come out. We gotta give you a heart. Oh, thank you. Mwah. If you know, you know. Thank you, thank you. That was so kind. Um. So yeah. I don't think Olaf is it, guys. That's the moral of the story. All right, so these more whisper cards, right? What do we got here? We got a 5 cost thinkable, 4 strength, 5 willpower, 2 lore, boost 1, slippery spell. While there's a card under this character, she gets +1 lore and evasive. So for effectively 6, she becomes a 4/5 with evasive and 3 lore. She has 5 willpower, which I think is very, very notable. She can't be thunderbolted. Oh man, you're the best. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I think this card is like, I think it's very good. And I think it's very, very, it's obviously better than TikTok. I mean, that's just like not even a thing. Like, this card is light years better than TikTok. I just think that this card, to me, there's a world where if there was enough removal in the format, that this could be the only card in your deck that would ever turn sideways to win the game, right? And I think that that's the most interesting. This is actually like a really, really good point too. Like, the idea that you pay 5 for this, and then on turn 6, you get to play an Elsa and then pay 1 to make this card evasive and just like take out anything you want, or like run this character into something and then play Bell, get like that ultimate like crazy wombo combos. I think these are all like really, really strong lines. And I think that that's like another level to why I like this card. But it's also one of those like, man, just the idea that this is a 3 lore character for 6 that has evasive, it's like one of those cards that, like, if your opponent does not answer this card, the value you'll get out of it is just insane. So yeah, and it looks awesome. Ooh, the only evasive you see surviving. That is a take right there. I'm not hating on it, and I don't say you're wrong. But yeah, interesting. I don't know. People have been talking about this cat too. 3 cost inkable, 3/4, right? So we have like, we now are gotten to the point where like our 3/4s have abilities, which is cool. So it has boost 2, and then it's loads of fun. Whenever you put a card under this character, you may move 2 damage counters from chosen character to chosen opposing character. So I think this card is very interesting. Like, obviously we have the stats that like a 3/4 is kind of cool. There's like the Ruby Amethyst is exactly where I was going to get to, right? Like, Ruby Amethyst has so many ways to manipulate damage that this is just basically like, for 2 more, we get to immediately use the ability of all those characters, which is like pretty sweet. And I think that there's a chance. I think it's very interesting. I think as long as this card is more of a 5 cost card that is similar to Bell, that gets the move damage and like take something out and then be creative instead of like sticks around and like forces your opponent to interact with it, I think it's cool. I don't know. I think it's tough. I think it's interesting though. It's one of those cards where until I actually play games with it, I don't know how to fully evaluate it. But it's definitely good enough to where I'm like, yeah, I definitely want to like play this card, which is cool. Things without come to play effects have to be really pushed. That's true. That's true. All right. How about this one? Do we think this card's good? Let's look at the beautiful enchanted version. All right. Excited for this set in no smart part because my first card illustration is in the set. Mushu's Rocket. Oh, let's go check it out. That's is that a Ruby card? Let's go check it out. Well, let's highlight our friend here. Boom. Beautiful. Shout out. Brooks Eagleston. Hopefully I said that right. Welcome to the stream. I love it. This art's beautiful. I'm glad you're hanging out with us this morning. Welcome, welcome. One cost inkable. I need firepower when you play this item. Chosen character gains rush this turn. Okay. And then hitch a ride. I love the names of these. This is phenomenal. Pay 2, banish this item. Chosen character gains rush this turn. So this is basically the new Vitalisphere, right? You know, in its own little way. I don't know. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Like the egg. fair. Yeah, I mean that's awesome. It would have been cool to see this as an epic as well. So congratulations on your first illustration. Welcome to Disney Lorcana. All right, we'll go back to our Amethyst stuff. We had to check that real quick. Boom. So yeah, let's go back. Do we think can't hold it back anymore? Is this the third or fourth variation of Let It Go? I don't know. I don't know. This card is absolutely beautiful. I have to hope that it's worth less than an Into the Unknown for reasons. 4 cost uninkable, can't hold it back anymore. Exert chosen opposing character, move all damage counters from all other characters of that character. So I do love this. I love that it's like, I love that it specifically does not say exert chosen ready character. That would have been miserable because then this card would have been so much worse. But yeah, I think that this card is very interesting. I really like what it does to the combat of the game, adding like challenging and like different ways to like leave characters and damage laying around. But yeah, I don't know. It's cool. It's different. I don't love that the idea that like the damage you're moving to a character is likely banishing the character. So at that point, I'm not sure like why we had to exert the character. I don't know. It's kind of interesting though, but I think the card is certainly a card worth playing in the first couple days to see if you like it or not. Uninks do hurt. They are hard to come by, but you know, it's like every lyric of that song is going to be, yeah, exactly. I totally agree. It's like, it really does just feel like nonstop. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. We'll see. I don't know. Tough to say. All right, that's it for purple cards. See you later. Emerald. All right, so Webby's notable because of the shift, but I don't like love this card. It's like okay. Did Emerald get a lot of love? We're excited for any Emerald cards. Like I know this one's cool. Oh, did I miss the book? I totally missed the book. You are correct. I 100% missed the book. That deserves to be talked about. Hello, Junior Woodchuck Guidebook. 100%. This card, hello. Yeah, 2 cost thinkable. Exert this, pay 1, banish this item, draw 2 cards. This card's great. I love it. Big fan. No, I'm definitely not. I don't need 4 of them. That's not true. Yeah, Guidebook is great. This card's phenomenal. This is another card. It's a common. Buy your foils early if you're a foil player, because I can only imagine this just going up in price. It's too good. It's just too good. Aside from that, did I miss something in Amethyst? I don't like all these other cards seem blah. I'm not crazy about the Fragile as a Flower. I don't think any of this stuff is like crazy good. I don't think this is like particularly enticing, but maybe there's a world where this card's good. But yeah, I think that's it. I think that's it. All right. What do we say here? Yeah, so Malicious Mean Scary is a song. I know that card's cracked. I think that all right, let's start with Shirkan. So load. Do the thing. No? We broke it. Hold please. Oh, it worked. All right, so 6 cost, uninkable, 5 strength, 4 willpower, 2 lore, evasive. On the hunt, whenever this character quests, banish chosen opposing damage character. Then you may put 1 damage counter on another chosen character. What do we look? I think this card is good. I don't know that it's great. I'm a little bit worried about the 4 willpower because of Zoot Bolt, like Zeus, Thunderbolt and things like that. But like this card seems pretty great. I don't know. Like maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not good enough. But I think everything that it reads is good enough for me. And the only thing that I'm worried about is this 4 willpower. But like maybe if it didn't have 4 willpower, there would be very little counterplay to it, and that would feel kind of crappy. So like maybe like this just had to be a 4 willpower because otherwise it's just always kills something on a delay, which isn't that great. If it was inkable, this card would be very, very good. That's for sure. But I also think that like I don't think you can read whenever this character quests banish a character and be inkable. Like that's probably not good for the game. All right, we can talk about Webby now. Are we excited for Webby? I tell you what, I'm not excited for this Enchanted, but I like Webby. 4 cost, inkable, 2 strength, 4 willpower, 2 lore, shift 2, which is cool. Ward, which is awesome. Whenever this character quests, if an opponent has more cards in their inkwell than you may put the top card of your deck into your inkwell face down and exert it. That seems kind of cool. I like this idea a lot. This really punishes Sapphire decks in a big way. I guess like this is like another one of those cards where you have to consider deck building and like what we're doing with the character. But a 2/4 with 2 lore that has shift 2 that can sing cards like You're Welcome and stuff like that, and then like also be warded, and then has this repeating effect that for the rest of the game, like whenever your opponent ramps, you just get to like also ramp. Seems really cool. I don't know. It's just really, really interesting. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Da, 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 da. Someone is Scrooge another color. I feel like Scrooge's another color. All right, we're Malicious, Mean, and Scary. Malicious, Mean, and Scary is a 3 cost inkable action song. Put 1 damage counter on each opposing character. This card's awesome. This card is awesome. I love that it's enchanted. I think I am more excited for this enchanted than I am the Frozen card. I love this song. Ben keeps calling me Melissa, Mean, and Scary. I love this. Oh, that's so funny. That's good. That's good stuff. Oh, I love that. I love that for you. Yeah, this card's insane, guys. Yes. Facts. Okay, so hold on. Next to Shere Khan. Oh, Scrooge McDuck. Oh, yeah. This guy's got to be good, right? 2 cost uninkable, 0/2, 2 lore, backup plan. Whenever you play this character, draw a card, then choose and discard a card. On the move, when this character is challenged, return this card to your hand. So this guy's just like a repeatable 2 lore that loots. As someone that played Bobby, way more times than I could ever count last weekend. The ability to draw and discard is amazing. And this card is super interesting. I think that this card will definitely see some play. He's a cool one. He's definitely a cool one. The Shush Agent is also hysterical. I don't know. I like this card a lot. I think there's a world that this card definitely sees some play. Add to the list of reasons I will continue to make fun of Ben. Oh, that's good. That's good. Someone mentioned Goofy. Was it this Goofy? You skipped. You know what? You did okay. You're making up for Whispers in the Well. I promise. You're doing okay. I want to talk about Lil Jon for a second. You know, he's a 6 cost, uninkable, 4 strength, 5 willpower with 3 lore. All right, boost 3, and then whenever you put a card under this character, ready him. So there is a world where we get to play Little John, and then if our opponent doesn't answer the Little John, you can very easily probably gain 9 to 12 lore with this card. So like I'm thinking Amber Emerald, right? Where you have like a card like Good Job, a card like Chip. You have the new Recovered Page that like puts a card underneath him. So the idea that you could get away with just questing several times with this character for like kind of a ridiculous amount of lore seems interesting enough. It's kind of like the same concept earlier of like the Creeper. Like at some point in the next few weeks, you're going to lose the Creeper. It would not shock me that at some point in the next few weeks, you lose the Little John. Like you're like, wow, this card just like got me. So I think that that's at least cool and interesting. Do I think it's crazy consistent? No, not currently. But I do at least can say like, oh, I could probably go to League Night and play this card in my deck and like feel okay about it. We'll have to see though. We'll have to see. I do think it's fun though. I love the cards that can ready and continue to quest. I know it's an Emerald thing. Like someone mentioned, You Came Back. This is basically You Came Back on a stick, which is cool. But yeah, like he dodges, right? Like this is kind of the point, right? Like we dodge all the right types of removal to make it that much more difficult to be answered. So therefore, they have to have like a specific things for it. When they don't, like this guy just gets to gain a bunch of lore, which I think is kind of cool. I don't think so, right? Like, and I'm not saying that like, oh my God, we have to build this Little John deck, right? But this is like this can certainly cheek out some wins. And I think that anytime you have a card that looks like this, I mean, for me, I'm a combo player at heart. So being able to like build some type of combo deck is really fun and interesting to me. And this card just screams combo for sure. We'll see. I like Potion of Malice. Anyone else not like this card? So 3 costs, uninkable. I know, it's kind of scary, not great, but put 1 damage counter on chosen character, and then Mindless Rage. Banish this item. Each opposing damage character gains Reckless at the start of turn. I don't know if this card is necessarily good enough in Core Constructed, but I am super excited to play this card in Infinity. Put this in my Oswald deck for Emerald Sapphire and like let me have fun. I really do enjoy the concept of this. This is like because it's each opposing damage character gains Reckless. Now all of a sudden you can like really manipulate certain characters that you didn't love before. I also think Oswald, like maybe there's a chance that Oswald has opportunity cost in the format now, but this card in Infinity I think has a lot of opportunity. So I'm super excited about it in general. I do think this is a good point. The Vengeful Line is pretty great, and this works really, really well with it. I don't know. I like the idea a lot that we can just like forever, get around rhinos, forever get around Nalas. Like you just remove like their abilities, which is pretty insane. So I think that while 3 costs uninkable in the past has not been the greatest piece of item to like play with, I think there's some chance there for sure. Let's see. Okay, no, I was making sure. I thought people were getting at me. Any of the other cards worth noting here? I don't know. I don't think so. Like, is this card good enough? 6 cost uninkable. Trust in me. Each opposing character gets -1 lore until the start of your next turn. Each opponent chooses and discard 2 cards. Like, this card is not good enough, right? Do you think? I don't think this card's good enough. I don't see it. Not for me. All right. Emerald seemingly didn't get a whole lot of love in this set. I'm not like crazy, like too crazy about a lot of these cards. Yeah, I'm not shocked about that in the least bit, Fungus. All right. Let's just start with Diablo. So Diablo is a 2-cost, uninkable 3/3 with 2 lore. So it was just a 2-cost 3/3. Awesome. What about Fennec? Oh, what, the new Kit Cloud Kicker? So like, Fennec is the new Kit Cloud Kicker, right? Is that what we're talking about? Yeah, Fennec. So while I understand this card, Kit Cloud Kicker was so good because it costs 3. I don't know, like, I'm not saying this card's unplayable because obviously like 1 cost with this ability is very interesting, but I don't love the idea that this card can't sing. Whereas like I think Kit Cloud Kicker is so good because it could still sing. So I don't know. Like, I'm not exactly positive what character this is replacing in your decks, if that makes sense. And that's kind of where I'm at. Is that like, while I think in the current format right now in Fable, we would have killed for a Kit Cloud Kicker, I don't know that we would have killed for Finnick. I'm not sure if I'm super convinced with that. But like, I don't know, like bouncing Tiana would have been cracked. There's definitely no debate, no debate about that for 3 ink. So I don't know. It's tough. Super, super tough. All right. So yeah. So Diablo is a 2-cost 3/3 that's uninkable. All I have to say about this one is stats. I don't know if this card actually makes any sense for Ruby decks. You know? But in a world where it does, this card looks awesome. Like, just everything about this card is very good, and there's really no downside to this card. So therefore, I really like it. Whether or not it's playable is debatable, but I do think this is the right direction that we want for cards of like this power level. Minnie Mouse Surfer is back, except now it's a Peter Plan. It's all we got. It's all I got. This card's pretty good. 1 cost 3/1 that's inkable with 1 lore. It has a shift target. It's not reckless. It's inkable. It has 3 strength. I love this Tinkerbell. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Tinkerbell. Dump truck meta, let's go. Totally possible. Yeah, I mean, obviously this is also just like what we're talking about earlier, like the world where stats are just everything. Like Ruby just gets a 2-cost inkable 3/3. Like that's it. Like you just get it. You just like have it. Again, I don't know if this card is like particularly good enough in quotation marks, but it breaks the sense of the game that because this character exists, so many characters that are in the format no longer can actually exist. Because like this stat line is what it is. And it's like, yeah, there's just like no way that you can get away with playing like non 3/3s now. So they have to be insanely good for you to get away with it. And that's kind of where I'm at with like cards like this. Like this Shirkan just kind of like does this. Yeah, absolutely. Like You're just like, I don't have to have Vanish. I'm literally just a dude. That's super powerful. Dun, 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 dun. Oh boy. Who doesn't like Bronx? And before you answer, know that I'm judging you. Bronx is a 3-cost 6/4. Exactly, big boy. This card's insane. Like, oh my god. Like a 6/4? Why did it have to be a 6/4? Oh, I love this card. Again, Stone by Day, don't care. Like, sweet flavor text. Yeah. I think Bronx is pretty sick. Very, very excited for him for sure. Da, 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 da. All right. So this Tinkerbell. So number one factor is we have a shift 3, 5/3, which is like kind of okay. When you play this character, exert chosen opposing character with 2 strength or less. Again, it's like everything we're doing is cool. It's Elsa like, but I don't know. Like, obviously, the 2-cost, like, first of all, I'm telling you that there's now 2-cost characters that are 3/3s. So, what is the amount of characters in the format that this Tinkerbell actually gets to exert is the first question. And I don't know if, like, the answer is often enough that it's going to matter. And since we don't have, like, really the best songs to sing on shift, I also don't know if this card is going to matter enough. But because of the ability of harmless diversion, you kind of just like have to respect any mechanic like that and know that it's because of cards like this that certain other cards can exist. Like going second, if you play a 2-cost that's not 3 strength or more, and then on my turn 3 I just like get to shift my Tink, exert your character, and take it out, it's going to feel really good, and you're going to feel really behind. So we'll have to see. But like, the card's interesting enough. I do like that we can shift and utilize that. We'll see. I don't know. Tough to say. It's inkable. Big deal. Big deal being inkable. All right. I don't really know how many people have really read what this card does. 6-cost inkable, 5 strength, 5 willpower, 2 lore. Learn from everything. During your turn, whenever one of your characters is banished, draw a card. All right, that's cool. What are you waiting for? Whenever this character quest, chosen character gains rush this turn. This card is very good in my opinion. This is a ruby inkable draw engine for 1. It has stats for 2. It's respectable at 2 lore, and its ability to give a Maui Shark Rush has got to be notable. And that's just like one example of a card that I would love to give Rush to. So I really think that this card is being overlooked, in my opinion. I think it's one of the sleepers. I don't think enough people are actually talking about the potential of this card. Yes, it costs 6, which is, whatever. That's life. But I don't know. I think this guy is really good, and I don't think enough people are considering what he does for the Ruby ink. So I'd be on the lookout for this one. Fast Sharks. Agreed. I forget what this card does, so I'm going to read it again. 6-cost inkable, 6/4, 2 lore. Kings and Queen characters can't quest. That's cool. At the start of your turn, if an opponent has 2 or more ready characters in play, gain 2 lore. At the start of your turn, if an opponent has 2 or more ready characters in play, gain 2 lore. I don't know. I don't know if this is good or bad. It's super interesting. Yeah, I have no idea. That card's very interesting though. All right, Hercules. Where's Judge at? Is he here? Are we ready to talk about Hercules? Sup. 4 cost, uninkable. 5 strength, 3 willpower, 2 lore. Ever vigilant. This character can't be dealt damage unless he's being challenged. Ever valiant. While this character is exerted, your other hero characters can't be dealt damage unless they're being challenged. Huh. All right. So we can't catch a Zeus to the face. We can't be strength of a raging fired. But a Captain Hook can banish us? Question mark. All of those 2 cost 3/3s can banish us? Question mark. Oh, thank you so much, Christopher. Hope you're having a good day today. I don't know, man. This card seems super meh. You guys think this is good? You guys think this is good? I think it's like so meh. Ugh. Mushu's rocking this. I'm just saying. Yes, this sounds like such a better idea. I agree. I don't know. Like, I'd have to like go in and like relook the hero's thoughts, right? This card Vince is dying on. I know. Yeah, so like I'd have to like really go and look at the heroes again and be like, okay, what can I do that makes Ever Valiant good enough? But he also has to be exerted. So like he's also basically just saying like I'm a bodyguard for your hero characters. Yeah, okay, Mary Shark's a hero. That's cool. What does it have to do with Hercules? I don't know, man. I'm not excited. I'm just being real with you. I'm not saying I'm not going to try. I'm not saying I promise I won't have a Hercules deck in a couple days, but I'm like super not excited for this card if I'm being real with you. I am prepared to be wrong though. Oof, let's talk about my friend Goliath. Goliath is awesome. 4 cost 5/5. Hello. Whenever one of your gargoyles characters challenges another character game 1 lore, hello. Sweet flavor text, Stone by Day. Again, don't care. Yeah, man, this guy's just an inkable 5/5 that like gains lore when he quests. Sick. Like, what is there not to love about this card? Seriously. Really think World's Greatest Criminal Mind will be an all Amber deck set. I mean, yeah, maybe. I don't think you're wrong. Yeah, stats is the answer. All right, we love stats, and this guy is stats. I'll tell you what. Let's have a little chat real quick. I've been watching the Gargoyles seasons. I think I'm on like episode 15 or 16, something like that, in season 1, and the show it's really good, guys. Like I forgot a whole bunch about it. Like I know I used to watch it for Saturday morning cartoons, you know, because I loved Power Rangers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, X-Men, Spider-Man, like all that stuff. So this was always like a part of that run. And I couldn't ever really remember the cartoon, but rewatching it, hilariously enough, Oliver has shows that you're not allowed to watch if he's in the living room. But when I ask like, oh, can we watch the Gargoyles? He says yes. So that's cool. Because it's a show that Oliver tolerates. So that's a big win for sure. But yeah, I think the show is like really good. I think the Stone by Day mechanic is just like A+. And I really like the idea that in Ruby and in Steel, they're kind of creating this new like formula for what is good. And I think that it's like really healthy for the game moving forward. So I hope that this set really makes up for it in the next few sets, where like you start looking at it and go, oh, Ruby Steel is not a meme. It's actually like a realistic thing because they finally gave it the support that it needed. Having a 5/5 for 4 that when it challenges you gain lore is just, it's the perfect thing for this Ruby character. So I think that's really good for the game for sure. Ruby got some fun. Remember when everyone was so upset that Ruby didn't have any cards? Brooklyn. I don't like, this guy's not good enough, right? You know what's good in Ruby Steel? Hercules. Interesting. Goliath. We didn't get there yet, but yeah. This card's like not good enough, right? I don't think this card's good enough, which is sad. This might be the worst gargoyle. I could be wrong, but it might be. Eliza's not good enough. Oh, Headless Horseman. That's true. You're right. I was thinking about the steel one. My bad. Headless Horseman. 5 cost, uninkable, 4 strength, 2 willpower, not the greatest. 2 lore, okay. Leaves no trace. Whenever you play this character, banish chosen opposing character with 2 strength or less. Gathering strength during your turn. Whenever an opposing character is banished, each of your characters gain +1 strength this turn. Okay. I don't like that this card. Yeah, I mean that's certainly a problem. That's a fair assessment of this card. My only debate for the fire the cannons argument is that if Headless Horseman comes in, removes a character, creates a ripple effect for the strength that matters in gathering strength, and then like you get to remove a second character, if what the thing does on my opponent's next turn is pay 1 for a fire the cannons, and like that's it, I don't know. I think I'm okay with that. If they're saving the fire the cannons so like for this point in the game to remove our Headless Horseman, I also might not care about that. Yeah, exactly. This is kind of what I'm getting at, right? Like I think that this is totally reasonable. So yeah, I think that with all those things said, this card is probably very good. This is beautiful, by the way. I have to say that this is beautiful. Yeah, I'm excited for these cards. Happy Halloween, everyone, by the way. This is the most Halloween card in the set, probably, I would guess. So yeah, I think Headless Horseman's very good. I also think that if this card makes Sapphire Coil come back, I hate it because I hate Sapphire Coil. But it's very, very possible. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we can play Enchanted's good at some. Fungus. It hurts. All right, it hurts. I want to go and enchant it out the dogs deck now because like I want a Golden Mickey with it. But I feel like I can never like play it in a competitive event if I do that, and that makes me sad. It makes me sad. Come on. Boop, boop. There we are. All right, Headless Horseman. People don't like it dies of fire the cans. That's fair. I'm not stealing your deck, but I did give you the majority of the cards in it. That's all I'm saying. All right. I played with non-foil ladies because of you. All right. Remember that. Remember that. Can we talk about Next Stop Olympus? Is there anybody in chat that doesn't think this card is broken? Let me know. 2 cost inkable, Ruby action. If you have a character with cost 5 strength or more in play, you pay 2 less to play this action. Ready chosen character. They can't quest for the rest of this turn. The next time they challenge another character, gain 1 lore. This card is absolutely bananas. Cracked. Oh, this is a take. This is a take. All right. All right. All right. That's a take right there. Okay. Fighting words, Melissa. Fighting words. Um, I think it's fine. Shark has to be good without it. Shark is good without this card, right? Like that's not even a real comment. Like Shark is clearly very, very good. But like a position to where I can Shark and have next step, like even in just like let's just say Ruby Amethyst as a set example for a second. If I can Shark and then play Demona and exert the board because my opponent will never having a board exert it because of Shark, and all of a sudden I get to challenge and get back next up Olympus, gain a lore, ready a Shark, and then do it again. I mean, that's kind of insane, right? I don't know, man. I think that this card is bananas. Maybe a Sylvie. Yes. Yes. This would any card that reads ready character would ready anything with Stone by Day. Not a silly question. Good question. But yeah, Stone by Day only prevents you from being ready during the ready step. So yeah, this card would definitely break Stone by Day for sure. Actually, do I need to read a Stone by Day? Am I wrong? If you have 3 or more cards in your hand, this character can't ready. Oh no. Oh no. I was thinking it was during your ready phase. Never mind. This does not do that. That's true. Good catch. My bad. I had to read this again. I thought it was specifically in the ready step. But yeah, so it just says this can't ready. So yeah, I don't think it would work then. I think you're screwed. Like, that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, I thought this was like specifically like during your ready step trigger type thing. But yeah, it's not. All right. That's cool. Now we know. Dragonfire looks cool. Is Dragonfire playable? Where's my Dragonfire friends? Where's my Ruby friends? Is Dragonfire good enough in this format? What do you think? What do we think? I don't know. I love the new art. It's beautiful. It's not better than this art though. Like this is the best art. But yeah, I don't know. Ben says no. Ben says no, it is not good enough. Dragonfire is not good enough. Okay. I don't think you go out of your way particularly to play any of the pieces. Oh, okay. Probably unplayable. All right, Dragonfire is not good enough. All right. I'm trusting you guys. I don't know. I feel like there's a chance. I feel like if Maui Shark is good enough, then Dragonfire always has a shot. That's where I'm at. How about this card? So the Bitterwood. 4 cost, inkable, 1 lore, 7 willpower, 2 to move to. Once during your turn, whenever you move a character with 5 or more strength, you may draw a card. Is this card good enough? It probably can't be, is my guess. But like Ruby needs draw power, right? Like we can agree that Ruby definitely needs like some layer of draw mechanic. So I don't know, man. I would love to know if, yeah, this is slow. 2 is a lot. It's inkable. It has 7 willpower. It gains a lore. Oh man, it has a lot of stuff that I want it to have. I do think that you're correct. I think that like the 2 here is what kills it, right? Like if this was 1 and you can move and draw a card for like your 5 strength characters, I think that it's there. But yeah, maybe 2 is just like literally just too much, unfortunately. A shame. Ruby needed it. Is that everything? Anything else? Anything else in Ruby before I move on? What we got? Anything? Sleepy Hollow seems playable. Really? Let's see. Let's read this card. Buff Ruby. 3 cost, inkable, 1 to move to, 6 to willpower, no lore. I'm like super out on this card already. Whenever a character quests while here, you may banish this location to gain 2 lore and give them evasive in the start of the turn. Do you think this is good? We think this card's good? There's no way this card's good. I don't like this card. I played against a pretty cool Speedway deck with this. Okay. Okay. I can maybe get on board with that. Sleepy Hollow Speedway. All right. All right. Anything that makes racers good, I'm kind of into. Good and playable are 2 different things. That's a good comment. There you go. That's the truth of this right there. Okay. Okay. Maybe. Yeah, there's like a what's the action here? The this one, go to safety. Play a location that costs 3 or less from your discard for free. If you have a location named Sleepy Hollow in play, draw a card. So this basically gets back Sleepy Hollow, and then you draw a card off of it. Okay. All right. Maybe there's something there. Maybe I was a little too mean. Okay. We'll see. We'll see if we cook. Maybe that's something to cook with. Interesting. All right. I think that's... You guys think Lady Tremaine, you want to talk about this card? I think this card's bad. 5 cost an Inkable, 5/4, boost 2. Whenever this character quests, if you put a card under her this turn, you may play an action with 5 or cost from a discard pile for free. Then put an action card on the bottom of your deck. I'm just like not crazy about this card at all. You guys like this? Interesting. Interesting. I don't know. I'm not a big fan. I also don't like this enchanted. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Seems like yeah, I'm with you. And like even Max Cube is like not good enough. All right. At least I'm not the only one with the vibes. All right, Sapphire cards. Judy Pops. 3 cost, 4/3. That has an ability. Hello. When you play this character, if you have another detective character in play, you may put chosen item into its player's inkwell face and exert it. Okay, that's kind of cool. More or less just 3 cost inkable 4/3 with an ability is a notable thing for the format, which I love. Anna is the new Ben. Ben, you have been replaced. I know you're listening. Just want to let you know, an official. Anna has replaced you. I think you're probably okay with that, though. Whenever you play this character, chosen opposing character minus 3 strength. This card's obviously very good and limited. Nothing really else. What about this guy? Is Scuttle good? Is 5 cost inkable, 5/5 with 2 ward. Is that good enough? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Scuttle will see play. Who cares if Ben's an ally? You guys are playing some bad cards. Just because Frank Carson put Scar in his deck doesn't make it a good card. Scuttle is a bomb in limited. Yes, that I agree with. Although it still gets banished by like Cauldron Born. So I don't know. Maybe not so good. I don't know. Scuttle's close. I think like 5 cost 5/5 ward is like definitely worth noting. People are going to be happy to have the ability to play the card if it's necessary. What about this Judy Pops? 6 cost inkable, 6/4, 2 lore, shift 4. During your turn, your detective characters gain alert and resist +2. Are we playing detectives? Like, can we have a detective deck? Like, is it going to be real? I kind of hope it's real. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. What do we think of Shift Daisy, you ask? Huh? What do we think? What do we think? 6 cost inkable, 4 strength, 6 willpower, 2 lore, shift 4, support, and strange happenings. While this character is exerted, cards enter opponent's inkwells exerted. Oh no. All right. I've talked about this card a few times now. And the more and more I talk about it, the more and more that I hope it's absolutely terrible. I'm so fearful that this card is like polarizingly good, and the effect that it has on the game is miserable. So I just hope that it's not good enough. I really do. I really, really hope that it's not good enough. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, I have to hope that it's not good enough, because if it's good enough, people are gonna hate it. You know, that's sad. The set champs isn't on here. I was gonna show it off. Yeah, like I'm not a fan. Obviously the card, the way it reads, it's miserable. If you're on the play and you do the thing, your opponents are going to hate you. The answers of this card are like super minimal, which doesn't feel good either. The fact that it costs 6 and can sing songs is also not great. I would have almost rather this card just cost it less than this, so we couldn't sing pretty much any song that we wanted to. Yeah. I hope it's not like so this is the other thing, right? I want Sapphire Amber to be good and be a choice, you know? I just I don't know that I want it to be this way. If you do think any cards, if you do what? Oh, if you do anything, if you do think with any cards your opponent hates you, I guess that's true. I guess that's true. Yeah, I don't know. I hope this card's bad. That's where I'm at. I hope the card's bad. It might not be though. Oh, it's a Cinderella. So Cinderella, Dream Come True, 4 cost, uninkable, 2/3, 1 lore, whatever you wish for. At the end of your turn, if you played a princess character this turn, you may put a card from your hand into your inkwell face down, draw a card. I think Cinderella is great. Yeah, I mean, this is it right here. I mean, look at this. And that card is, whew, that card is gorgeous for sure. Yeah, I think this card's insane. I know it's understated, and that's unfortunate, but the idea that it just so quickly ramps us to the cards that we want to play, is just so good. I think this card's nuts. I think the idea that it also draws this card, it is Sal the Azurite Sea, but it's Tipo. It's Sal the Azurite Sea, but it's Fishbone Quill. Oh man. Yeah, this card's just really, really good. Super excited for it for sure. What about this, Judy? When you play this character and whenever she quests, look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You may reveal a detective card and put it in your hands. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. Man, this card also seems insane. Zootopia getting a lot of love this set. I don't know. I really, really want detectives to be good. And that's why I keep reading the detective cards. So this is probably a deck that I'm definitely going to start with early on. I think that it has a lot of synergy. It reminds me of the dogs, where you're trying to do all these things that have a lot of synergy with one another. I think that's what Detectives is going for, and I've always been a big fan of that. Yeah, but you say this, but Moana had a movie that came out, and that set didn't have that many good Moana cards in it. That's all I'm saying. So I don't know, but yeah, I really like this card. I think detectives have a real shot. So I'm excited for it. We got Mickey Mouse back. I know everyone's excited for Mickey Mouse. You have to be, right? Like everyone. Because Moana wasn't supposed to be a movie. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. You got me there. This card might solve a mystery. 4-cost inkable Sapphire action. Look at the top 4 cards of your deck. You may reveal up to 1 character card and up to 1 item card. Put them into your hand and put the rest of the bottom of your deck in the order. I love this card. Whether or not it's core constructed playable is a true debate. But again, this card in Infinity seems awesome. You have to sing the song whenever you talk about it. That's not a good idea. It's not a good idea. It's written in the rules. All right. We'll shoot for that rule starting next stream. All right, good idea. I love this card. I think this card's great in Infinity. I don't know if there's enough items to say this card's good, like playable enough in core constructed, but I certainly think that in Infinity this card's just cracked. So we'll see. All right, guys, we're gonna put this one on stream for a second. We're gonna take a drink. Oh boy. Spooky side, eh? Happy Halloween. This card is mean. All right. I don't even agree with this statement. I wish the card was a song because then there would be more answers to it. Like Ursula 2 would hit this card and that would be cool. So then you would have Ursula and potentially Mowgli in the format that interacts with it. So this is the best Halloween Horton set. Better than Headless Horseman. Okay. All right. What I will say before I go into the card, I love this art followed by this art. I mean, that is just so good. I love that it was also 2 different artists, which is cool because normally when you see stuff like this, it's the same artist. But I do like that it actually is 2 different ones. Yeah. God, this card is just mean. So this, to me, is very likely the most meta-defining card of the set. For a couple reasons. We've gotten to a point where most of the Sapphire decks have enough cards in them to ramp twice, and now they have the best level of incentive to do so. Before, if you ramp twice in a lot of your games, you were still leaving aggro up for a line that they can just beat you before the things that you get to play didn't mean anything. But now you can just ramp twice and then play Spooky Sight. And the turn that you're going to play Spooky Sight, your opponent can't even really play a character. You're going to be on 6 ink on turn 4 and your opponent's still going to be on turn 3. And they're literally incapable of playing characters on that turn because they just know that you're going to Spooky Sight them. And if they play the characters and the last cards in their hand aren't exactly cards that draw cards, then they're even in a worse predicament. I don't know, man. I think this card is dangerous. But I also think what's interesting about this card is that it creates very unique deck construction decisions. We're coming from a format that Amber Steel on average didn't play a character that was more than 4 cost, and that card on average was a 2 cost. So now you're telling me that I could build an Amber Steel version of this deck that has some number of cards that cost 6 and 7, like Stitch, Carefree Surfer, like whatever. Like it can be any number of things, like Vincenzo's, Tinkerbells, like all these things, like anything that we can put into play that's like going to make an impact off after the fact, I think is interesting. But yeah, I think the traditional aggro decks they're kind of in danger. That's where I'm at right now. So I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. But this card is totally messed up for sure. Someone mentioned Kristoff earlier. Kristoff is a 3-cost, inkable, 2/3, 2 lore, boost 1. Whenever this character quests, if there's a card on him, put the top card of your deck in your wall face down. I mean, like, yeah, this card seems like another way to just get cards in your inkwell. I'm down with it. I could see this card seeing play. The epic looks cool. All the more reason why I hope it's good enough. So I could see it. I did do it. I did the thing, guys. I did the thing. Is Ink Runner good enough? 2-cost thinkable. Pre-flight check. When you play this item, draw a card. Ready to ride. Exert 1. Chosen character gains alert this turn. Is this card good enough? I don't know. Like, it replaces itself. It gains alert. Tamatoa doesn't hate it. I almost wish that it was like pay 1 and banish this to give alert. That way it was gone, so Tamatoa can get it back when it wants to, and it's just a watered down popsicle. I think I'm like okay with all of those things, but that's not what it does. So I don't know. I'm not sure. I think it's tough. All right, steal it is. Boom, let's put them in play. Whoo! Goliath. 6-cost inkable, 6 strength, 5 willpower, 2 lore, dusk to dawn. At the end of each player's turn, if they have 2 or more cards in their hand, they choose and discard cards until they have to. And if they have fewer than 2 cards in their hand, they draw until they have 2. And then, of course, the flavor text Stone by Day. Man, this card's awesome. Sheesh. I think this card's great. I think it's going to be like a 3 or 4 of in almost every steel deck in the format. I don't see a reason to not want to play this card. I don't see a reason to not want to play 4 of this card on average. Like the idea that we can just ink this card early, find it later, draw cards is insane. Like Sapphire Steel is looking to empty its hand already early on. So then if I just like empty my hand and I put a Goliath play on turn 4, draw 2 new cards, that's insane. Yeah, I just think this card's absolutely just crazy. I think it's playable in Amethyst Steel, it's playable in Amber Steel, it's playable in Sapphire Steel, like it's playable in Ruby Steel. Like it just literally is that good. The idea that it can take away from your opponent and punish control decks is also great. Yeah, I don't know. It's just doing all the right things. So I think it's fine. The fact that makes your opponent draw, right? I think that the way the card is designed, you will still, in theory, get use out of the cards before them. So therefore, there is almost no downside to it. Very similar to Donald Perfect Gentleman. The idea that you both draw a card on like your turn, you get to use the card before they get to use the cards, and it's fine on average. You get to draw the 2 cards first, and then at the end of their turn, they're either discarding cards or drawing 2 cards. But the important thing to note about Goliath is that you are the, quote, Goliath deck, which means your deck is designed to get the most out of this card. And therefore, I think that the opponent's drawing cards is almost always irrelevant. So yeah, clan leader, pretty good. I want to talk about this card. The Headless Horseman's an 8-cost inkable, 5 strength, 7 willpower, 2 lore with shift 5 and witching hour. Whenever you play this character, each player draws 3 cards, then discards 3 cards at random. Choose an opposing character and deal 2 damage to them for each action card discarded this way. This card is like a mini game. It's such a weird card. So in multiplayer, this card's hysterical, by the way. Shout out to allies on the other side. I just don't know. Like it's a 5/7 that we can shift. I'm not 100% on the shiftable targets, so I don't know if that's good enough. The 2 lore, I kind of wish was a 3 lore. I think if this was a 5/7 with 3 lore, it like helps me win the game a little bit faster. It's cool. The randomness of drawing cards. So like when you play this character, each player draws 3, then discards 3 at random. So it is random. So that's kind of cool. I don't know, man. This card's like super weird. But like my gut decision says because it's random and you can't choose and be positive what you get out of it, it becomes not good enough. And then the stats have to make up for it not being good enough. And I don't know, like hilariously, that the 5/7 2 lore is like good enough. Dan, next time you talk to Kylie or what about the time his opponent played a mini game while cutting his deck before a game. Yeah, that's fair. Interesting. I don't know. Tough one. Nick Wild, I just want to point this one out, is a 1-cost goon. It's notable because we have other ones. Making opponents potentially discard good cards helps also. It's a good chance of hitting a decent card they are holding. That's fair. That's fair. Hudson, when you play this character, you may draw a card, then choose and discard a card. It's a 2/4. This might be the second worst gargoyle. Black Heron. 2-cost, inkable, 3/3. Yeah, this card's great. Again, like this idea that we have this stat line in the game now is awesome. And I think that this card is certainly a playable card in the format. If we were playing Raja last set, we are certainly going to be playing Black Heron this set. Super good card. Dun, 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 dun. Here he is. Oh, he's beautiful. The fact that this card was not epic is criminal. All right, I mean that. It's criminal. This card is so good. 3-cost, inkable, 4/4, 1 lore with alert. This character can challenge as if they had evasive and the flavor text stone by day. Yeah, this card's great. Like we saw a character earlier that's just a 3-cost 4/4 with no text. This is a 3-cost 4/4 that banishes every playable evasive character in the format. If this card was in the format right now today in Fabled, I don't think Dumbos would have been $100. I don't think Genies would have went back up to $15 at a point. I think it just so perfectly answers some of the most problematic cards in the game on an uncommon that this is the card that we were missing in Fabled. So, yeah, I'm excited for Lexington. I think Lexington, to me, is like a top 5 card in the set, without a doubt. I think it's the most meta warping card in the set, potentially. Just because it really does remove so many of the most consistent core playable cards that Amethyst have been using for a while now. So, love it. What about this guy? We've been missing this card since Genie came out. All right. So another Xanatos card. 3 cost inkable, 3 strength, 2 willpower, 1 lore with minor inconvenience. Whenever you play this character, you may choose and discard a card to deal 2 damage to chosen character. This card is so interesting. A lot of me wants to think this card is good enough. It's like a really weird Jafar, but it's inkable. I just don't know that the 2 damage is going to be good enough in the format. That's kind of what my problem is that I do think there's going to be a lot of cards that challenge and then there's damage left over and you're trying to like find a good way to answer them. But I don't know if like discarding a card for a 3 cost 3/2 is the answer. It depends on how powerful aggro still is in the format. But in general, I don't know. I think the card is super unique, which is why I wanted to highlight it. I just don't know that it's like, quote, good enough. You know what card is good enough, though? Nick Wild. Nick Wild is a 5 cost uninkable, 5 strength, 4 willpower, 2 lore with shift 3. During your turn, whenever one of your detective characters banishes another character in a challenge, draw a card. I love this card. I keep highlighting all the detectives, but I like this. I like this Nick Wild a bunch. I like this Enchanted a bunch. I think this card is sweet. I hope, again, the detectives are good. I think it would be good for Disney Lorcana to have another archetype that is good and like synergistic with one another. So I am definitely rooting for the persistent investigator. We shall see, though. Dun, 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 dun. Prince Charming. So a 7 cost, inkable, 3 strength, 10 willpower. That's right, 10. 2 lord with bodyguard. And each turn, your only one character can challenge. Is this card terrible? It costs 7. That's a lot. And yeah, you can play him after your opponent spooky sights you, but then you don't have any cards to bodyguard. I don't know. I think it's weird. I think that if spooky sight's a real card, then this card looks a little bit more playable. Because again, if they're going to give you 2 or 3 ink, and then we have a turn where we play 2 or 3 characters, then we say pass, and then we the next turn we go, okay, quest with everything, Prince Charming. That might be good enough. I'm not positive on that, but it's probably not good enough. It just gets Hades. Yeah, whatever, man. Sweet job spending those 10 resources. Unfortunate. Because I think that the protective presence is such a unique ability. But I also think, again, similar to the Daisy Duck, that if this ability was really good, it would be miserable. So maybe that's why the card just can't actually be good. That might be the easiest takeaway. What about Broadway? I don't think Broadway is good enough either. 5 cost inkable, 4/6 with bodyguard. I think there's just better bodyguards in this. I would almost always play Chenpo over this probably, even though it has 2 lore. So I don't know, but still fun to look at the gargoyles. Look, it's me and Dick. This is our Halloween costume, guys. Are you guys excited? I'm just kidding. This is true. This is true. Mm-hmm. All right. We did it, guys. It took did you giant horseman? I don't know. Did I giant horseman? I'm not sure what he's talking about. Oh, that this makes sense. I can get behind this. If you know, you know. Please wear that to the next DLC. What giant horseman? This one? This one? We talked about this one. No? Are we talking about something else? I don't know which one you're talking about. I'm confused. Are we talking about this one? Is this guy good? I don't know if this is good. You're confusing me. I'm sorry. All right, go back to the Thunderbolt for now. Man, who's a horse for 4? Oh, yeah, I did talk about him. All right, let's go back to this card. This is a card that we we've been waiting for this card, right? Like in set I don't know. Most people probably hated Steel Songs at the end of Steel Songs. But you get to a point where you just don't have enough removal in the format, and now you get another one. I will say that yes, I hear everyone. The card is not Zeus Bolt, right? Like it's Thunderbolt. It only does 4 damage. Your DD Challenger gets +2. That's cool, I guess. Like, I mean, I still think by default this card's playable. Like, there's no doubt in my mind the card just won't see play in like just about everything. But yeah, a part of me is excited that it doesn't do 5 damage, because if it did, a lot of the characters that we talked about today would just not be as good. And I think that it's healthy that if you're gonna pay, 5-6 ink for a character, they probably shouldn't be able to be banished for like exerting any character in play that costs 4, just to get rid of them. So I think that like that's a very serious lessons learned from previous metagames where Strength of a Raging Fire, Zeus, Let the Storm Rage on, like the amount of characters that they banished and they removed from playability from the format just like did not feel good at all. And that's kind of what like He Hurled His Thunderbolt is doing, is that it's still a playable card because it does what it does, and there's just not enough cards to do that. But it's not like removing so many cards from the ability to be played. And I think that is incredibly healthy for the format. So therefore, this card is great. It's going to do what it's going to do, and it's not going to make people feel bad like Let the Storm Rage on did. The Sword of Hercules. 2 cost thinkable. When you play this item, banish chosen opposing DD character. All right, Shark, looking at you. During your turn, whenever one of your characters banishes another character in a challenge, gain 1 lore. Kind of love this. It's inkable. I think it's great. I don't know. I made the comment about this in Metafy chat in Discord. The idea that we went from Sword of Truth and Poison Apple as like uninkable cards that you had to banish and pay for. After you paid for them, they cost 3 and 4, and now we just have like an inkable card that when you play it, you get to do the thing. That's a seriously good change. So by default, I think that this card will probably find a home index. Is my guess. I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else in Steel. Dun 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 dun. All right. So yeah, I think that's the majority of the set. Castle is decent, we say. Castle. Whoop. This one. 2 cost inkable, 5 willpower, 1 lore, 1 to move to. Character gains challenger 1 and resist 1 while here. Okay. Yeah, this card seems good. I don't know. Like if you particularly like. There's nothing that says like, oh, I want this card, or like, oh, I need this card. In limited, it's probably crazy, but I don't know. I don't know that like it's definitely Cove with lore. That is for sure. What am I missing something? Let's see. What is this card's name? I can't remember this card's name. Oops, I muted our filters. Dun 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 dun. Mayor. All right. This guy? This is the guy we're super excited about? Come on. Really? Is this a real thing? Like, people think this card's good? He is big. I'll give you that. Like, he is thick. Like, with a Q. It's Fabio Bonitan. He is certainly thick. I just don't know. I don't know. I'm not crazy about it. Cube card, he says. All right. I could believe in that a lot more. I will definitely be excited to see this card in a sealed pool. 100%. Ooh. Interesting. I don't know. I'm not excited, but I could be wrong. Yeah. Takeaways. I think the set is good. I think there's a lot to be excited about. I really do. Going through, looking at stuff is fun. Creating decks is going to be a lot of fun. I know the team started literally on my drive home on Tuesday. I got home, there was already a forum made for set 10, and they've already been going. I think Melissa yesterday made it for the Metafy people. So like we now have a Metafy chat that has all the decks that we're kind of cooking to. So it's been fun. Again, I took a few days off and I wasn't ready yet to break in. But today was good. Like kind of walk through, look at the cards again. Obviously we post every single card that gets like revealed. So I read these cards for the most part at least once before. I kind of knew what cards I was really excited about. And, you guys definitely suggested some good ones as well. I don't know. I think the set's great. I think the set will definitely change the game in a good way. I think Ruby is certainly back. I don't think that we're in a world where Ruby's not going to have some playable deck in the format. There's just too many good cards with too many good stats and too many good abilities that like Ruby has to be playable again in some fashion. So that's cool. I don't know. I think that we have 2 more ways now to wipe the board. We have the spooky sites for 1, right? Like spooky site is now a way to remove is now like an effective board wipe. And we also have Militia Mean and Scary plus the Prince Philip that banishes everything that has damage. So like that's kind of cool. I really compare the Prince Philip thing to Sisu in a big way. Is that like you're just setting up this game where you're shifting up a character, except that whole line is all inkable. The Malicious Mean and Scary is inkable. The 3-cost Prince Philip is inkable, and the 9-cost Prince Philip is all inkable. So like the fact that you get to just play an effective combo board wipe that's all inkable that also gives you 6/6 with evasive, like all seems very good. So it's interesting now that we're going to have Under the Sea, Prince Philip, and Spooky Sight as all ways to interact with the board. Like, that's probably very healthy for the game. Someone just mentioned the Robot Queen. So this is a 1-cost inkable steal item, major malfunction. Whenever you play a character, you may pay 1 and banish this item to deal 2 damage to chosen character. I mean, this seems fine. I'm not excited at the idea that I have to play a character to then get the effect. Obviously, if this was just like pay 1, banish this, deal 2 damage, this card would be great. It would definitely be playable in that instance. I don't even know that it would be too good, but I don't love the idea that we have to play a character to turn it on. Not super big fan. So I don't know. It's inkable, which definitely saves it a little bit. I'm sure in item decks, like, this card's going to end up being good. I will say, without a shadow of a doubt, if we go back to the set 7 metagame where we were playing like Shield of Arendelle, this card is definitely better than Shield of Arendelle. So, like, if we're looking for a new 1-cost inkable in Infinity, this card's probably good enough, is my guess. It's got to be better than those cards. So if you're going to be playing cards like that, then I can't fathom not playing this instead of that. We'll have to see, though. Aside from that, I don't know. I'm excited for Boost. I'm excited for Detectives. I'm excited for Gargoyles. I think that this set is great. I really do. I hope that it kind of brings people back. I hope that I will say, I feel like, again, before I go off on too much of a rant, I want to remember, we have a $3,000 event starting. It starts at 3,000. Hopefully we get enough people to continue and go up and make the payout better for everybody. There is a tournament at Sharp Gaming the week that the set's released. On November 15th, you have the event that you're seeing here. I think there's an event on the West Coast that's also in similar vein. That's like a 5K or a 10K, I think. Then you have CCS, which is the first CCQ of set 10 that for North America. Safari Zone's on the 29th. We are hopefully finally going to get the Safari Zone. That seems like something I should definitely be able to do this time. We have PAX Unplugged. Oh, by the way, let me bring that up for you guys so you can see it. Because if you're coming to PAX Unplugged, let me know in chat right now, first of all, because I'm excited. Let me see. Did I post this somewhere? Where did I post this? In announcement chat? We did it. Let me take this away. I didn't. What? Is it broken? Pack on book schedule. Wow. All right, so move this. Stop. Invite. Share screen. Boom. Here we are. So for the second year in a row, we are hosting a community hour at PAX Unplugged, which I'm super excited about. We had one last year. We just recorded a live podcast. We did a 2-pack. We did give away some stuff last year. I have to check in with the sponsors if we're going to be getting more stuff for this event. I will definitely be announcing that soon. I just found out about the community hour that we got it yesterday. So I have to reach out to the sponsors and see if we can give out. Last year we gave out some heavy play, deck boxes, and binders, or not binders, play mats. We also gave out a lot of Metafy stuff. I think no matter what, we will be giving out some Metafy discounts for sure. time we gave out 100% off Metafy purchases and things like that. So that's definitely all great. And yeah, it's just really cool to see, again, like our name kind of on the schedule at PAX Unplugged. PAX Unplugged is my favorite convention every year. I'm super excited to be a part of it again. So yeah, 10 p.m. on Friday. It is a little late, but you know, we get to come have fun and just like talk Disney Lorcana and have a good time. So I definitely wanted to get that out there. But yeah, so having the release event again next 2 weekends from now, which is fun. The tickets are on sale. I will drop that link once again. The sooner you buy tickets, if you're coming to hang out with us, the better it is for us, because it gives us a better information of like how many judges we need and things like that. And that's really important to me because I want to make sure everyone has a good experience, has a good time. I don't want to overstaff if I don't have to. And yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun. You know, I think for the most part, nobody left there having a bad time. We are also going to be doing a Friday night sealed event. So if you're coming in early and you want to hang out with us on Friday night, you know, TFM is going to be there setting up for the vendors. Setting up the show floor for the vendors the next day. You'll also be able to like pick up singles that night if you need to. All that fun stuff. Scott will be there. I think the Encounter will also be there Friday night. This is just some pictures from that weekend. It was just a fun time. You know, it's something that for me, it's important. I feel like in our area, in the Philadelphia area, we basically have set championships and that's it. We don't really have many stores that are like trying to host anything more than a set championships. So I'm, you know, like the Forbidden Mountain and the Encounter are like going kind of out of their way to create a tournament like this that is in that Philadelphia area. We have some great stores in the area before, like Safari Zone was mentioned, but you know, they're about 90 minutes to 2 hours away. It's still great to have it. Ink, you know, is a little bit further away, that they were doing some stuff, but they're not participating in set 10. It's just really tough to find like a place to express yourself like competitively in these events. And we're hoping that this is kind of the event that can do that. So that's what we're hoping for. Hoping we get, you know, again, we had 70-ish, I think 71 registered players for the Fabled event. I would love to hit 80, 90 for this one. It'll make it easier for us to continue doing them. If people don't come out and support it, it's really tough to continue doing them. So honestly, like if you're going to come, you're going to hang out, please, you know, get your tickets sooner rather than later so we know what exactly is going on. So all in all, it's been fun. Thank you guys for hanging out with me this morning. It's been a while since we had one of these morning streams. We are officially in the off season for work. So there's a good chance that we do a couple more morning streams here and there from time to time. We used to do them on Tuesday mornings. There's a world where like we still continue to do them on Tuesday mornings. Today was just like, hey, I haven't done this in a while. We kind of took the majority of the week off aside from the media stuff we did with some of our friends, for the top 4 for Mickey Mouse and things like that. So today was the first day where it's like, okay, let's record some content, but hey, why not just go on, enjoy some vibes, hang out with some friends, and just chat with you guys because it's always fun. I love having the conversations. You guys were super active in chat today. Thank you for that. You make it way easier to stream when I have someone to talk to. None of my friends came on to say hello to you, so you can be all mad at them. But we have our golden Mickey, and he's our friend. So if you haven't been following along on Instagram, there wasn't a Mickey skit yesterday. I promise we'll have more Mickey skits. I'm having a lot of fun just thinking of stupid things to talk about with Mickey. So if you're on Twitch, let's find somewhere to send you guys. Hopefully there's someone else streaming this morning that we can give some love to. I'm going to go get some lunch and relax a bit. Let's see. Unfortunately, it does not look like we have any American friends today, but we'll send you guys to some gameplay. And thanks guys so much for having fun today. We'll catch you up in the next time. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. And right now, if you're hanging on YouTube, thank you so much. If you're on Facebook, you guys hit the like button. Yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.